Hello everyone, welcome to my Tuesday forecast. So we are finally starting to get some moves. As I said, the prior weeks have been a little bit of a consolidation. We have seen the price consolidate in large ranges, and usually when that happens we start to get some moves. So this week we did get, today actually we got some really nice pushes. And let's start with the euro and the US dollar. I am actually in a short trade, so let me take this back. Right here at this point I was seeing a really high probability setup where we had a descending structure and then we impulsed to the downside, which is very high probability to continue trending down. And when I see this descending and then a push down, I'm definitely looking for a short trade on the euro pairs, as this is a high probability pattern. So then we got the large push, we got the one candle pullback, and we got, at this point I wanted to see a bit more of a push, because on the euro I need to see a bit more. One candle breaks are usually not enough if they are not really big. But after this push I definitely was looking for a trade, and I had an order on this level, on the most recent low. I had a short order on, and then the price actually gave a combo. So that's one pullback, then a small pause, which is this one, and then it pushes into the entry area. Right here it then pushed into the entry area and I got tagged in. So currently I have full 1% risk. The price has not yet broken the low, so I am seeing if I will get stopped out for 1% or if the price will continue trending to a downside. But for me personally, this trade was definitely textbook. It was a perfect trade for me. So what I am looking for next is for the price to continue trending down, and then I will look to scale into my position, of course. Or I'm seeing if the price will start to descend, then I will look for a reversal to the upside, and then let me draw it a little bit better. Descending and then a push up and then a reversal trade to go to the upside. Also, what can happen, so I can get stopped out and we can get a large push up, then I would consider taking a long trade. Or we can start to ascend and then get a reversal, and then I would look for a short trade. Also, we can stay ranging between the low and the high. That is always a possibility, especially on the euro pairs. They do like to range for a long time, so this is a possibility. And then we need to be careful about those liquidity areas where the price can just break into them and retrace. So what I'm looking for a large push out of those liquidity areas, because I don't want to get stuck trading the range. Let's now switch to the euro and the Japanese yen. So this one we are getting a reversal from a descending. Let me move my lines a bit. So what we had in the prior price action, we did start to descend right here. There was no opportunity to enter. I was looking for a trade at this point, because to me this was looking like descending and then a push to a downside. But as I said, we got no opportunity to enter. The price didn't tap the inside bar. Instead it continued down, and then it broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced. So this is a high probability setup to move to the upside. Since we do have a smaller descending right here inside of this, I would say bigger descending, which is definitely a good sign. And we got a large push up, so with some large momentum. But what I don't like this huge wick and this, I would say, aggressive retrace. So I would be really need to be careful here. I would maybe consider taking a long trade if we got a wide range, but I would have to see how the price action reacted, because we got a huge wick and an aggressive retrace, which is it's a very bad sign, especially on the Japanese pairs. So when I see this on the Japanese pairs, the next couple of candles really need to show me some clean, perfect price action. So I don't really think I would be taking any flags or break and retests at this point, but if the next couple of candles are really perfect, I would consider maybe taking a trade. So this impulse and the pullback doesn't really look good, but the prior price action does look very good for me personally. What I would like to see is a push up for me to get in on a long trade, that would signal a trend or a large push up, get in on a flag, because then we would have one impulse pullback and then a continuation, or we can start to ascend. Then I would look for a reversal and a short trade, or we can get a V from this point. Since we did have a huge wick and an aggressive retrace, we can get a V, small range, continue down, look for that short trade. Or what can also happen, we can get a large push down, then I would consider taking a short trade also. That would be a volatility in favor play where we get a V and then the second leg is much greater, and then I look for that short trade. Or we can get a descending and then look for a reversal to the upside and look for a long trade. One possibility is that we can start to range between the low and the high. So something like this. Then we need to pay attention to the liquidity areas below and above, of course. So we can just break and retrace from those liquidity areas. And what I need to see a large push down or a large push up out of the liquidity area and then a trade. So yeah, that's it for EJ. Currently, I am expecting for a trend to start to the upside since I am seeing that descending structure. I am seeing this descending, so let's see what will happen. And let's move on to the Aussie and US dollar. There was a trade right here, but I missed it, so this was a huge opportunity which I unfortunately missed. This would be the entry candle. So why did I miss this trade? Well, let me first talk about what I liked about this trade. So we had this range right here, and then we broke out of that range with a really nice impulse, but got a huge wick. So that was a warning sign for me personally, this huge wick. But what I liked then, I liked this nice wide range. So that gave me confidence that the price is not ready to move down, that instead it will continue to the upside. So I was definitely looking to enter on this flag. I really liked how it formed. This huge wick was negated by the range. I did like the prior price action. We had a push up, pullback, and then another huge push. So we were starting a trend to the upside, but unfortunately I didn't manage to wake up in time. So I didn't wake up in time to take this close of the candle, and then the price shot to the upside. So this was a missed trade, but it would now be in heavy profit. So unfortunately that is what can happen. I was asleep. It was, I think, at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, something like that. And yeah, it's just one of those trades. But now we are currently definitely seeing some really nice price action. We have one huge push, small range, and then a continuation. So this is trending to the upside, and I'm definitely looking for a flag right here. So I'm not looking for a descending to the entry point, that would be too big. But a flag, a small flag, is definitely what I'm searching for at this point. Or I would like to see another push up, then a break and retest trade. That would be very high probability, of course. Or I'm looking for a large push up and then a flag. I'm looking for essentially any sort of a setup where I can get in long, because this is looking really good. What I don't want to see an ascending and then a reversal. But then I would look for a short trade if that happens. Also, what can happen, we can get this V and then range, push down, look for a trade. I don't really think this one will happen since we are so far away from the from the low, but anything can happen in the market, so I am forecasting this also. So this is a common pattern where we get a V, small range, push down, and then look for a trade to go short. What can happen, we can start to range between the low and the high. That would be the worst option possible, since then I cannot take any trades because I need to see the break of the high or the low. But if this happens, then we do need to be careful about those liquidity areas. So we need to see how the price reacts in those liquidity areas where people keep their stops, the traders that are trading the range. So I'm not trading the range, I am trading the trend, but some traders are trading the range and they keep their stops below and above that range. So it's very important. And what I do really like about the Aussie is, as I said, I talked about it last week and the week before, when we see a consolidation like this, when we see the price moving in a huge range but not really showing us conviction up or down, it is accumulating sellers or buyers. In this case it was accumulating buyers, and then it just exploded to the upside. So this was a very good sign, and this is a very good sign now that the price will actually continue trending up. So let's see if that will happen. I'm definitely looking for that nice long trade. Now let's move to the Aussie and Japanese yen. For this one, we also got a huge move, and the prior price action actually showed us this. I would say it's an ascending, correctively ascending, so it didn't look very good. We broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, then broke the high. So wasn't really showing me that clean price action. But I was expecting for a trend to start to the upside, because I also talked about this last week. I was seeing this nice clean descending structure. And when we do see a nice clean descending, it usually reverses and starts a trend in the opposite direction. So this was expected. And now we got this huge impulse. I'm definitely looking for a long trade. This is looking very good. So I'm looking for that flag. Of course, I'm looking for that push up and then break and retest trade. I am looking for a huge push up and then a flag. I don't want to see an ascending, but if I do see price start to ascend, I will look for a reversal. And also we can get a V range, push down, look for a short trade. Or also we can start to range between the low and the high. That would be the worst option. Hopefully the price breaks the high or the low and we don't start to range. But if we do start to range, then we need to be careful about those liquidity areas. So right here, the traders that are playing the range, they keep their stops right here. They sell or they buy, they keep their stops in this box. And the price usually tends to push into it and reverse. So that is what happens in the liquidity areas. Okay, so that's it for the forecast. Got some really nice huge moves on the Aussies. I missed a really large trade unfortunately, but that is what can happen since I was asleep, so nothing really more I could have done except to wake up. So yeah, that's it for the forecast, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and let's see if these moves will continue.